The Tao of Self Confidence, Episode 225. Welcome to the Tao of Self Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self confidence awaits. Well, hello, friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan, and today I have a phenomenal lady on. She's all the way from Paris, France. She is a writer, and I'm just excited to have her on and share her story. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Erica Paredes. Erica, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to our listeners.
Hi, everybody. So I'm Erica, and I am actually a writer by profession from the Philippines, but I am currently here in Paris studying culinary and taking a break from life.
Awesome. It's always great to have a little break to kind of restart and recharge and refocus. So, it's pretty cool taking culinary in Paris. And Erica, what's your cultural background?
Like any other Filipino, I'm a mix of a lot of things, but my dad's side has Spanish blood and my mom's side has Chinese and Filipino, of course. That's why, it's weird over here. Like everybody thinks I'm half something or they think I'm something else, but because they say I don't look like the typical Filipino, but I don't think there's a typical Filipino look. We all look different.
I love it. Thanks for sharing that. And I believe that too. There's no typical look. I'm not, because I was born in the Philippines too. So, we all have our own look, our own beauty. And, it's great to just be able to go out there and be ourselves. And what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
A lot of the time, I save these quotes. A lot of people think that it's cheesy to post quotes like that on Instagram, but I really don't care because a lot of the time, like, it resonates to so many people, not just me, especially when you're going through certain times in your life when you're not sure about something or whatever. And a lot of the time, it makes me think about, it's like, even if the quote can be slightly cheesy, I guess, it's okay because it makes me reflect more on what's going on in my life at the moment, not settling or not making yourself small for anybody, because I think that a lot of women have the tendency to do that. And they kind of remind me to just keep doing me and keep doing what it is I have to be doing for myself right now, regardless of what other people think of it.
Awesome. And I love that. And it's true, especially as Asian women, we tend to settle because we've been programmed by our families or, our surroundings that, as women, we shouldn't make any noise. We should just be doing what we're told. So, I really like what you mentioned. And in your own words, how would you define self-confidence?
I think self-confidence is it's not even about never being conscious or never being insecure or never being afraid, but it's embracing everything, embracing all those moments where you are scared, you are insecure, you are worried about something, but you embrace it anyway and you do it anyway, regardless of the outcome. It's really about taking a step forward whenever you don't want to, especially if you know that whatever you're going to be doing is going to be good for you in the long run. It's not being so conscious about what other people think of you. It's embracing and accepting who you are as a person, like your personality, everything from your body, your mind, your likes and dislikes, not being swayed by other people from the path that you're trying to walk.
Awesome. Well, I love that. And it's true, right? It's all about taking steps forward. Even though, sometimes we may have a bad day or we feel like the world's ending, we can always get up and just keep going. So I love that definition that you mentioned. And what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
I think like any other person, but I speak as a woman and for myself. I actually think that this is the one question that I read on the email that I started thinking about this morning. I consider myself pretty confident now. And I think all throughout my life, people always viewed me as a strong, independent, confident person. And I guess I always was, but a lot of it was forced upon me. Like I was a gymnast from when I was 4 years old. And I was doing that for about 12 years and I was competing and they were really strict with us with our training and everything. So I feel like all the confidence I had before I became an adult was like this false sense of confidence. It was very shallow. It was a very surface kind of confidence because I had to be confident. As an athlete and as a gymnast especially, you're always performing for people and you always have to look happy and confident and like you know what you're doing. And I kind of carried that with me for a long time. Like I guess I mistook being defensive for confidence. So when people would say stuff, I would do things just to prove them wrong or just to prove things which isn't like now as an adult I see isn't really confidence. It's actually your fears manifesting because you don't want people to make fun of you or say this or that, or you're just so self-conscious about failing that you end up doing things that you don't even really have to do to prove yourself. So I feel like that paired with, you know, like a bunch of not very good relationships growing up that made me feel a certain way. Like I realized that I was very angry and very defensive. And it's only in my 30s that I really feel like I discovered what confidence really was. And yeah, I think for a lot of people, it takes a while and it takes a lot of bad stuff happening and self discovery through those experiences for you to really realize who you are. And because of that, you can become confident whenever in any situation.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And I think that's something we all kind of deal with, especially being the defensive and angry, especially when we, try to do something and people think we can't do it. We kind of get mad, we kind of get defensive and kind of have to prove them wrong when we realize, we don't have the need to prove them wrong. It's all about our journey and just getting better every single day. And, you mentioned that you had your aha moment in your 30s. What was that moment in your life when you realized that, you didn't have to go that way. You are more than enough to be who you are today?
There was no like defining moment or anything because it, like you said, it's a process and it's a journey. It's not something that happened overnight. But I think like in my 30s, I went through a really bad depression and, I lost some really important people in my life, including this girl who was my best friend for a long time. She couldn't really understand what was going on. And I felt really crappy. I felt like, God, if my best friend can't even, my best friend thinks I'm unbearable. But I was depressed. I was like clinically depressed. I was on medication and everything. And I was blaming everything on myself. And I guess losing important people in my life made me realize that I can do stuff on my own. And it's okay if, people will come and go, but it doesn't kind of remove anything from me and the kind of person I am. And at the same time, like of course I was angry for a while and I was sad and everything, but after a while you kind of just let it go. Like it is what it is. And I've become a stronger person. I don't rely on people as much as I used to. And I don't mean that in a bad way or like in a bitter way, but I've learned to rely on myself so much more and not depend on other people's affection and love and care towards me to have that for myself. Like I can do it on my own, which is great. So if there's anything good that came out of all of that, it's that.
Awesome. And that's, it's great. Sometimes, things kind of have to fall apart for better things to come together. And, it's hard sometimes when we lose someone that's close to us, we feel like, maybe God's punishing us or whoever you believe in is punishing us when really, they're just a part of your journey. And I always believe something good will always come out of it, like what you did. And because of that, what's your life been like now?
It's great. I mean, I've been okay for a while now. I still don't talk to that person who used to be my best friend. I have cut off a lot of, not really cut off in a mean way. I never really had to say it, but I've kind of like started telling myself it's okay to do things for yourself. It's okay to choose yourself first over anybody else. I mean, the only person I would choose over me now is my daughter, and it's okay. I used to be such a people pleaser. Like I didn't want anyone angry. I wanted everyone to be okay, that I stopped taking care of myself. I started forgetting to do stuff I like, to really just realize that it's not being selfish, or it's okay to be selfish because it's not really being selfish. It's just taking care of yourself. So for me, it's like, why would I take care of everybody else but not me? So because of that, I made a lot of decisions in the past year. One of them was to come here and finally go to culinary school, which is something I've wanted to do for years, but never did, mostly because I was in a relationship and didn't want to leave and whatever. Yeah, it's like where I'm at at this moment is completely different from where I was even just a year ago. And I'm so much happier now, not because everything's perfect, but because I know how to handle things better. And I really try not to let things bug me so much. I have learned to let things go. I have learned to be more grateful for what I have and stop thinking about what I don't have. I am nicer to myself in the sense that I allow myself to fail. It's okay. I allow myself to not be perfect.
Thanks for sharing that. And, I can't believe you have a daughter because you don't even look like you have a daughter. I just wanted to point that out,
Thank you.
and it's great that you're actually choosing yourself. And, it's so challenging, especially for Asian women to like choose ourselves over everyone else.
Mhm.
It's been all our lives we've been programmed to like take care of everyone else before, you put yourself out there. And, it's not good if you're just thinking about yourself. And sometimes we have to be a little bit selfish and do the things that we want so we can inspire others to do the same thing. And, to the woman who's listening to your episode, she may be in a similar journey to self-confidence. What would be that one tip you would give to her?
Stop being so hard on yourself. No one is asking you to be perfect ever, except yourself. Stay away from people that don't make you feel good about yourself.
Thanks for that great tip. And Erica, if our listeners wanted to get to know a little bit more about you and what you do, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Yes, I'm on Instagram and it's Erica Paredes, just ERICAPAREDES. I'm also on Twitter, but I'm hardly on it. Mostly on Instagram and Snapchat for lighter, less serious stuff. I'm on Snapchat. It's e.pz, e.peezy. And I have a blog, fatkitsch-skinnykitsch.com, which is mostly food, travel, and fitness. Basically, just stuff I'm interested in. Yeah, so I have a lot of recipes in there and travel stuff from when I used to work in that industry. And I really should write again because I haven't in a while, but I have a lot of stuff that you can back read for now.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And to our listeners, you can also head on over to thetowofselfconfidence.com and search for Erica's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about. And I really just want to thank Erica for taking the time to share her story with us. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
It was an honor to have you on. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence. And we'll catch you later. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of The Tao of Self-Confidence. Want to learn how you can use podcasting to market your business? Download your free report by visiting our website at thetowofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.